I stood in the doorway of my house, watching movers carry furniture that didn't belong to me up the stone pathway. My sister's husband led them, Kevin. Behind him, his mother, his father, his brother, all of them smiling like they'd won something. I didn't move. I didn't speak. I just watched. Kevin saw me first. His face shifted. Confusion, then something else. Recognition, maybe, or guilt dressed up as surprise. "Oh," he said, stopping mid-step. "We didn't know you'd be here." Didn't know. I let that sentence hang in the air between us. "This is my house," I said softly, calmly. His mother pushed past him, waving a hand dismissively. "Honey, there's been a misunderstanding. Kevin told us this house was arranged for us, for the family." Arranged. The word tasted bitter even hearing it. I smiled. 3 months earlier, I'd closed on this property in silence. No social media posts, no family dinners with announcements, no celebratory calls. I told no one, not my parents, not my sister, especially not my sister, because I'd learned something about silence. It protects you. It lets you see who people really are when they think you're not watching. And I had been watching. For years. My sister, Claire, married Kevin 6 years ago. Golden couple, perfect life, 2 kids, suburban dream. She always had everything: the attention, the praise, the family's love. I was the older one, the quiet one, the one who worked too much, stayed single too long, didn't need anyone. That's what they thought, that I didn't need. So when I made my money, real money, the kind that changes lives, I kept it quiet. I bought the house as an investment, a future, a foundation. I told myself it was smart, but deep down, I wanted something that was mine, something no one could take. 2 weeks before closing, Claire called me. "Kevin's been looking at houses," she said, voice bright with excitement. "Big ones. He says he's got a deal coming through, something with his family. They're helping us move up." I remember pausing. "That's great," I said, but my chest had already tightened, because Kevin didn't have money like that. Kevin worked sales, decent income, nothing spectacular. His family? His mother was a retired teacher, his father a small business owner who'd barely survived the pandemic. They weren't rich. So where was this house coming from? I started digging, quietly. I checked public records, searched property databases, and then I found it. The address Kevin had been touring matched mine, my house, the one I'd purchased, the one no one knew about. I didn't panic. Panic makes you sloppy. Instead, I called my realtor. "Has anyone else inquired about this property?" I asked. She hesitated. "Actually, yes. A man called last week asking if it was still available, said his wife's family was buying it. For them." My hand tightened around the phone. "What did you tell him?" "That it was sold. He seemed confused, said he'd been told it was a done deal." I thanked her, hung up, sat in the silence of my apartment. Kevin thought he could steal my house. Not break in, not squat, steal it. He'd somehow learned about the purchase, maybe overheard Claire and me talking, maybe saw paperwork, and convinced his family I was buying it for them, for Claire, for his family. He spun a story so convincing, so entitled, that his parents packed their savings and hired movers. And Claire? She had no idea. She thought her husband was a hero. So I let them come. I closed on the house, changed the locks, set up security cameras, and waited. Now they stood on my porch, confusion turning to anger. Kevin's father stepped forward. "Listen, there's clearly been some confusion here. We were told—" "You were told," I interrupted, my voice still calm, "that this house belonged to you?" "Well, yes," his mother said, uncertain now. I tilted my head. "By who?" Silence. Kevin's jaw clenched. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but Claire said you were helping us. Claire, I repeated. I pulled out my phone, pulled up the deed. My name, my signature, my money. I turned the screen toward them. This house is mine. I bought it 3 months ago. Alone. Kevin's face drained of color. His mother's mouth opened, closed. But Kevin said, Kevin lied, I said simply. I watched him unravel in real time. The excuses, the backpedaling, the desperate look in his eyes as his family turned toward him, realization spreading like a stain. You told us you gave it to us, his father said slowly. Kevin stammered. I thought she and Claire are close. I assumed... You assumed you could take what wasn't yours. My voice didn't rise. It didn't need to. His mother looked at me, shame turning her face red. We didn't know, she whispered. We would never. I know, I said. And I did. They were victims too. Kevin had played everyone. I stepped aside. The movers can take your things back, I said. I won't call the police, but you need to leave. Kevin tried one last time. Claire will know the truth by tonight. I held his gaze, and so will everyone else. They left, quietly, broken. I closed the door, stood in the entryway of my house. My house. No one would take this from me. Not Kevin, not anyone. I'd learned the most important lesson. Never tell them what you have. Never show them what you've built, because the moment they know you have something worth taking, they'll convince themselves they deserve it more.